Per Gimel Halacha Beis, Hilchos Korban Pesach. Einmal Shluch say Shchoit Elayas HaPesach. So he told an agent, go and search for me. The Korban Pesach, go like deer at Tle. And he said specifically it should be a goat or a sheep, and go to the Peirush. V'shochach, and the Shliach forgot. Normally, what did he say? He should slaughter both of them. What does he say? He says, if he told me this, to have a goat, then Gdi Shaloi, the Gdi is his, Tle Shali, Tle is mine. Tle Amali, he told me Tle Shali, Shaloi, the Tle is his, the sheep is his, Gdi Shali, and the goat is mine. Now, if the Shalei doesn't remember when he comes back, I don't remember what I told you, right? Therefore, he can't eat it because he doesn't know if the gli is his or the sheep is his, and therefore, neither can eat from anything, but they fulfill their obligation because not eating does not keep one from having fulfilled their obligation. And the one who sent them forgot, even before the blood was sprayed. So then, then they were obligated to Pesach Sheni, because at the time of the spraying it wasn't worthy of being eaten. But it was after the blood was sprayed, because the fact is that the eating does not prevent, lack of eating does not prevent the animal from being accepted. Okay, as the Mishnah cites the Mishnah Psochim in 88b, his master didn't remember what he told him, so they go up to Beis HaSreifa. You don't have to make a Pesach Sheni. He says Abaye. Abaye clarifies this thing is only when is after the spraying, but by the time of the spraying it could have been eaten. But if he forgot before the spraying, therefore the blood was done not to have the meat eaten, and since you can't eat it, therefore he has to do a Pesach Sheni. The more continues. There are those who learn it on the Brisa, that the words of Abaye were mentioned in the Brisa, that we're talking about where the skins of the different Korbanos Pesach got mixed together. Now, when they're looking through them, they find that there's a wart on one of them, which defiles the korban and can't be used, and therefore the person didn't bring it. But we don't know which person didn't bring it. And the question is, you have to take all those 10 korban pesachs, and you have to put them out to Beis HaSreifa. And the question is, what does Abaye have to do with it? So the Kesef Mishnah says the Rambam cites the difference of the Abaye, and he passes like Blush and Rishon. Because according to the Gemara, Abaye is on the Mishnah, not on the Brisa. And furthermore, that the understanding of Abaye is more comprehensible on the Mishnah, because the difference is also applicable to the Brisa. And so is the din. Somebody says to his slave, "Say go and slaughter for me a specific goat or sheep." The slave forgot. What did he say? And the same rule applies to Eved and his master. The Rambam starts off with a shliach because even though in the Mishnah Eved and Odain are mentioned first, because there's something special between Eved and Odain. Therefore, the Rambam starts off with Mishaler v'Shliach, that we don't have to add to that any other information. Now he tells us about Eved v'Odain, and the Gemara's question on the Mishnah: how could the Eved say, "This is mine, this is my master's"? He doesn't own anything. Everything that a slave owns belongs to his master. So how can you make the same condition as an agent? So the Gemara answers, he goes to the shepherd of the master, and he tells the shepherd the predicament, meaning the person who purchases the animals, and the shepherd doesn't mind that he's selling two animals, and he gives it to the Eved on a condition that whichever your master doesn't want, it's yours, your master has no rights to it, and that's why you can make this condition. And the Gemara says there, that specifically that this shepherd or the seller of the animal should give to his master both the Gdi and the Tle, and the person selling it should giving it to him says Shroit Shneim, sort of both of them. So at the very least you'll be accomplishing what your master told you to do. And one of the other one is yours on condition that your master has no rights to it. And so then the Eved can make the condition as we mentioned, because it's his, the master has no rights to that specific item. Here's the Mishnah questions. When the Rambam brings the Lashon HaGemora, that the shepherd or the seller of the animals gives it to him as a present, he says to him, your master has no rights to it, it would seem. He wants that the Eved should acquire the korban. Rambam codifies halacha. If you give a matana to an Eved, and he says, but if he uses that language alone, without saying what's the reason of the matana, then it doesn't help. How can he say here that you can use that language without anything else? And he answers that Rambam uses the language of the Gemara, but he merely intends to say that he has to say it in a fashion that will be effective, as he says in Halacha Yudalad, that you should eat from it and drink from it, and you go out l'cheirus, or you should do whatever you want with it without the permission, without the possession of your master having anything to do with it. Therefore, the master does not acquire it. This answer is also given by the Rima Korkus, and he adds that it could be different in this instance because everyone wants the master to fulfill his obligation, and when he gives it, therefore he's saying the master would want it too to be this way, because otherwise the master won't be able to bring a korban. And even according to the Rambam, therefore over here by an Eved it will work, and therefore he didn't mention the other conditions that you have to say. And Teiz Yontiv also explains the Rambam so, but he adds the lawyer has to say that you shall fulfill an obligation of Pesach. He has to add that as well. It's not enough to say that your master shall fulfill his obligation.